What's going on, preppers? Economic Prepper here. Hope you guys are doing very well this morning. Want to put you guys on alert to some things that are going on within the financial system that you absolutely need to be prepared for. And I also want to ask you guys, if you were to hypothetically, I don't know, lose $2,400, would that be the end of the world for you? Or are you in a financial position where if you lost $2,400, it sucks a lot, but you'd be able to get by? I'm just curious. And there's a reason for me asking this question. Also, if SHTF were to happen today, how long could you survive financially? We talked about a number of different Walmarts shutting down, and I don't know how much warning those who worked at Walmart would have experienced or would have received before losing their jobs. But once they shut down, they're out of a job. Many different businesses are shutting down or commencing with, various degrees of layoffs. So we have to be prepared. And the SHTF situation that you experience next, or that we experience next, may not be the type of situation that you might expect. It might not be some massive power outage situation, grid down. It might not be some crazy, empty shelves of grocery store after grocery store. It may not be a lack of supply, a lack of inventory in terms of food shortages. It may not be that type of SHTF situation. Not to say it won't be, but it might not be that time. Have you ever transferred or paid for anything? You guys comment below if you have ever paid for anything in Venmo, using Venmo, maybe using Cash App, maybe using PayPal. What would happen if you transferred it to the wrong person? Maybe you've used Zelle. What would happen if you transferred the money to the wrong person? Meaning, maybe you accidentally keyed in the wrong information, which can happen. Maybe you had been scammed and you never should have sent the money to begin with. Can you just undo it? Many people have been looking for new jobs. They've been laid off. And I just wanted to touch base on this because I know a lot of people in the community right now are in that situation. You're looking for a higher paying job, or you've been laid off from your job. And there are some people who are just camping out, looking to take advantage of people. And I want to make sure that, my community at a minimum is aware. Now, there's this lawsuit, and it claims that Bank of America failed to warn their customers that they might get scammed using Zelle. Now, I've personally used Zelle many, many times, and basically the way I use Zelle is I'll have like a bunch of people in my contacts list, and I can just kind of select who I want to send money to. Depending upon how big your contact list is, you could potentially send money to the wrong person. And people in your contacts, you may have only done business with them one time. So let's just say hypothetically, you bought something on Craigslist, maybe, as an example, or at a garage sale, whatever the case is, and you paid someone with Zelle. They may still be in your contacts. So let's just say that you go to pay someone else a year later, they're still in your contacts. You might accidentally send this person who you don't even remember who it is. You might actually send them some money, and then you're like, oh man, I didn't mean to do that. What's your recourse? Well, with Zelle, you might be concerned about what the kind of recourse there is. So essentially, there's been a number of different scams that are draining people of their bank accounts using Zelle, and this is a very popular, quick transfer payment app, and it's used by many different banks. Bank of America, I know for sure. Chase also uses it. I don't know if Truist, SunTrust, and all these other different banks use it. Wells Fargo, maybe they not, maybe they don't. I can't remember. I think Wells Fargo does it too. But most banks nowadays are using Zelle, and these fraudsters use a variety of schemes to basically trick victims into sending them money. And I don't know if you've ever used Zelle, but the transfers are so fast. Like it's like immediately out of your account and into somebody else's account, just like that. And I just want to make sure that my community is aware of what's going on. So a class action lawsuit right now is basically claiming that Bank of America has failed to warn their customers about the risks associated with sending money using Zelle. Now, we've had a number of reasons to concern ourselves with the banking system. We've had previous tremendous financial crises in the past. I mean, just take 2008 for one example. One of the biggest financial meltdowns and crises that we've ever experienced, and to some extent, we're still recovering from them. Many people have decided that they don't want to trust banks. Many people have decided that they would rather convert their money to cash and store it themselves. Maybe convert their money into gold, dump their money into their house, paying off their mortgage, and if they need cash, they'll get a home equity line of credit or a HELOC to access cash when they need it. Some people have decided to store their money in the form of cryptocurrencies. This is entirely up to you, but we need to be aware of the risks that are out there so that we can be prepared for whatever may happen. And speaking of risks, my goal for my community is I want the average person who's following the channel to have somewhere in the neighborhood of a year's worth of expenses saved. You guys can call on an emergency fund. You can call your SHTF fund, whatever the case is. If we're really gonna prepare, right? Think about it. You stock up your pantry with non-perishable foods. You've got your generators. You've got your lithium powered generators, your solar powered generators, your gas powered generators, whatever you're using. You've got like food stores that can survive like years, right? Well, what happens if you can't afford to stay where you're staying? Like, almost none of that matters. And so financial preparation is equally important, if not potentially more important than any other type of preparation out there. You try and get food and supplies without money. Yeah, you can have a farm, but you go ahead and pay your property taxes on that farm with money. They're not gonna take food for the property taxes that are due. And let's just say you've got a massive farm with years and years worth of food on it. Well, if you didn't pay your taxes on your property taxes on that farm, you're gonna lose the farm and you're gonna lose all of your years of food and any other kind of income streams you may have been able to generate from that property as well. So financial preparation, economic preparation is very, very important. Zelle is one of the most widely used peer-to-peer payment processing apps in the country. Now, hundreds of banks basically automatically add Zelle to their online and mobile banking apps, and it is used to transfer money, and it's really fast. But unfortunately, more and more scammers are using Zelle because of how fast it will transfer money to essentially con you out of your money. So basically, many different Bank of Americas who were tricked into sending money to bank imposters that are using Zelle have come out of the woodwork. And unfortunately, they were shocked to find out that Bank of America offers no fraud protections for Zelle transfers. So literally, and this is why I prefer to use credit cards. And I don't use credit cards and build up balances and pay interest. I use a credit card like it's cash. You're not going to pay any interest on a credit card that you pay off immediately when the statement's due. And so that's what I do. Whatever I try, as a matter of fact, if you get paid every 2 weeks, this is what I do. Every time I get paid, I literally clear the balances. So number one, I have zero chance of ever being late. Number two, I have zero chance of ever paying interest. And I don't buy things I can't afford to pay for with cash, but I use the credit card because it offers protections that a debit card will not. The credit cards offer protections that Zelle will not. So just a little tidbit of information for you guys. You guys let me know how you operate financially. But now Bank of America is basically defending a federal class action lawsuit claiming that it encourages customers to use Zelle without warning about the huge risks of linking Zelle to the bank account. So this is a real situation, and you actually may be owed some money. So, you know, spread the word. You might not be the only one who got using Zelle. Who knows? But spread the word so that people can be aware of this potentially tragic situation. I mean, anyway, you know, so the suit filed in the federal court in Oakland says that Zelle is now the nation's most popular peer-to-peer payment app with $490 billion in money transfers last year alone. And this is being labeled as a massive problem. And the suit says that Bank of America is aware of the risks to the customers, but still says that Zelle is a secure, free, and convenient way to transfer money and you know, do with it as you please, basically. Now, once the money is sent, there's virtually no recourse to customers to recoup their losses due to fraud. So very different from credit card usage. I have filed many claims on my credit cards, different types of credit cards, American Express, Bank of America credit cards. So it's not even like Bank of America is not used to offering fraud protection. They offer fraud protection on their credit cards. You know, Discover Card, any type of bank, any type of credit card I've ever used has built-in fraud protection. And this is why I use a credit card instead of a debit card. This is why I use a credit card over cash wherever I can, so I can preserve my cash for prepper-related scenarios. Because if I use my cash, I have to replenish it. So it's just, you know, I'm trying to take fewer trips to the bank, fewer trips to the ATM. Now, a Bank of America spokesperson said that we disagree with these allegations and we seek to have the case dismissed. That's what they're saying. Now, you know, with any kind of class action lawsuit, you know there's an opportunity that you could potentially get a check cut to you. And I have actually been a recipient of class action lawsuit litigations. And then all of a sudden I just get like a $200, $300 check in the mail. And I'm like, wow, what the heck is this, right? And the thing is most of these class action lawsuits, you just fill out some quick form and mail it in. And it's usually postage paid. So it's like, just put your name and your address on there and send it in. And if they win the lawsuit, you get paid. But, you know, the plaintiff is, you know, a San Jose man who fell for a phony job scam. He sent $2,500 to the fraudsters via Zelle and another $2,400 using Venmo. Bank of America denied his claim for reimbursement. Bank of America has often pointed to the customer service agreement that says neither the bank nor Zelle offers a protection program for authorized payments. Well, of course, you know, unless your bank was just hacked, then any bank transfer using Zelle would technically be authorized. So unless you're claiming that your bank account was hacked, then they're not going to offer fraud protection, which in my opinion is pretty messed up. It's pretty messed up. The bank offers fraud protection for other reasons. Why not for Zelle? But here's the thing. Once the word got out, Bank of America ultimately ended up reversing itself and reimbursed each of the customers that we're talking about right now in this situation. They got their money back. But why does it take social media and news stations like ABC7.com to get the word out for Bank of America to do the right thing and to reverse a transaction? $2,400, $2,500, that's somebody's mortgage payment right there. that they may have gotten scammed out of. Can you imagine, like, your whole mortgage payment, whatever your mortgage payment might be, your rent payment, you got scammed out of it, and then like the bank is like, oh nah, we don't have your back. We will not be reimbursing you. Like that could put somebody out on the streets. And this is a very critical time that we're in right now. So I just wanted to let you guys know what is going on with some of these banking systems, some of the banking tools that we use on a regular basis and that we rely on. Comment down below if this, if this has affected you in some way in the past. Did you ever get scammed out of anything? Let us know what you might have gotten scammed out of, or what scam you avoided in the comments down below, just so that we can keep our community aware. We have a couple thousand, 4,000 people in our community right now. Let's leverage each other. Let's help get this word out, guys. I don't want to lose a couple $1,000s, and I'm pretty sure most people don't. So, like I said, wanted to get the word out. Hope that you guys are prepping. You are stocking your pantries, and preparing for what is coming. Good news is today is a lot less hot outside. This whole past week, and actually the last several weeks, have just been ridiculously hot. So happy for a little bit of a cool off period. How's the weather where you guys are at? Anyway, appreciate you guys for checking out the channel, for hanging out. Economic Prepper here. Drop a like for the video if you made it this far. Consider subscribing to the channel, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.